So today, what we thought we would do is help everybody get a handle on what your shop is worth. Since Jerry just kind of went through this, and you hired somebody to do a business valuation, what we're going to do is kind of take what that person did with some modifications so we can use this as a teaching moment for everybody and kind of walk you step by step by step through the process. So there's going to be very valuable information for you. Hopefully you stick with us, take some notes, and Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and let you rock and roll and show everybody what their businesses are potentially worth right now and how to make them even better.
Yeah, so grab your pencil or your pen. This is a good opportunity to take some notes. And again, it's not a science, but so many times people think, "Hey, what's my business worth?" And this will give you some idea, maybe some things you hadn't considered before. What I'd like to do is kind of give you an example of a couple of shops. So here's some of the things we're going to look at. Some of the things that you know that are important. Sales, are they trending up? Are they trending down? Net profit over the last 3 years, that's what anybody's going to take a look at. That's what a bank or the financial people are going to do. They're going to take a look at your car count. Do you got enough cars? Systems and procedures. Key employees. Nobody wants to buy a job. We've talked about that before. Owner autonomy. How much are you working in the business? And then, anybody's going to want to make sure that they have property security, if you will. So that's kind of, if you're not selling the property, hey, do I have enough time to be able to pay this thing back? And I know that the lease is strong. I got first right of refusal, those types of things. So this is shop A. And again, maybe, if you want to take a screenshot of that, because eventually we're going to have you grade yourself. So shop A, you can see the sales trend is going started okay, and then it took a little dip, and then it went back up. So on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, I grade those results. So do you want a shop that's got this little roller coaster ride going with the sales trend? Net profit, this particular shop, it had a 1% increase, it went down 5%, and then it went up 2%. Really, if you think about it, what we're trying to do is how confident do you feel? Let's say you were the bank. How confident do I feel about maybe loaning the money and being able to get my investment back and then some? So we talked about client. A lot of people don't think about this marketing, right? Your client list. Is it a phone book or do you have a relationship with your clients? What type of marketing are you doing? This particular shop, no consistent marketing. They're not doing anything. I guarantee you that's got a lot to do with that sales trend going up and down. Key employees. Now, you may not think about this, but in a way, somebody coming in is buying your employees. No, not technically buying them like slaves. I don't mean that. But they are buying your employees. Somebody wants to kind of walk in, put the key in the door, and have some things in place. And your employees are a big part of that. I know when I sold my business, a lot of interest in, sitting down, talking to the employees, how long they've been with you, those types of things. This particular business, the average tenure of that business was 2 years. So a lot of coming and going. And actually his son, probably the face of the business there, is the service advisor. So, when they exit the business, that's going to really have a big impact on the value of the business. So again, on a scale of 1 to 5, I want you to rate each one of these, 5 being the best. So how do you feel about that? Owner autonomy. What that means is how much is the owner working in the business? When the owner steps away, what happens to the business? This particular business, this owner's working 50 hours a week in production. So he's either writing service or he's turning wrenches in the back. But again, a big part of the business. And then the property security, which means how long, what's my confidence level in that I'm going to be there. And maybe I've got first right of refusal, a 10-year lease, a 15-year lease, all of those things super important. That means nobody can come in and snatch that property away from you. You're going to be there for a long, long time. So this means if you don't own the business and you're not or you don't own the property and you're not selling the property. So shop A here, there's a lot of negatives kind of going into this. So I put a pencil to it and used what my thoughts were. So sales trend, I gave it a 2. Net profit, again, a bit of a roller coaster. I gave it a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5. No consistent marketing, goose egg, not doing anything. System and procedures, there's nothing documented, nothing written down. I gave it another goose egg. Key employees, it doesn't look really good. The son is the service advisor, and again, the owner's working in this business a whole bunch. So you can see it indicates the very low scores. And only 5 years remaining on the lease. So you're going to come in and offer this gentleman some money or this business owner some money for the business. And quite frankly, you can be gone in 5 years because there's no guarantee after that. So what I want you to do is kind of add all of that up, and you'll see how this plays out as we talk about how to maybe figure out that value of the business. So quick math. Ron, I'm going to do this in my head. Are you ready? There we go. 6. So this business has a total score of 6. Now, let's take a look at Shop B. Shop B has some stuff together. He's got his act together a little bit, or she's got her act together. So you can see the sale is trending upward. How do you feel about that? I gave it a 4 because to me there's no such thing as a perfect business. So it's tough to get a 5 out of me. Net profit, you can see that steady climb. Sales are up, profits are up. I gave it a 4. They're doing all the marketing, steady marketing and steady car count. If I graphed this shop's car count, it's going to be a nice flat line or it's growing. You're going to avoid those peaks and valleys by doing that steady marketing. So again, I gave it a 4. Systems and procedures, they got a lot of stuff documented, a lot of things written down or videos. This is how we do it here. Really important, especially if you're getting somebody to buy this business that maybe is outside of the business. Maybe it's an investor purchasing it, because we've talked about that. Auto repair is an excellent business to be in, regardless of what the economy is doing. Again, I gave it a 4, very strong. The key employees, the average employee is staying with this business 7 years, and the service advisor has been there 9 years, probably the face of the business. Again, I gave it a 4. The owner autonomy, the owner works 15 hours a week, really inspecting what he is expecting. So if you buy this business, you're not going to be buying a 60-hour-a-week job. Who wants that? Gave it a 4. And the property security, there's 3 years remaining on the lease, and there's 15 years first right of refusal. So there's a lot of comfort level there for me if I'm buying this business. So add those up, and again, quick math, 28. So you can see the difference, 6 versus 28. This all plays into what this business is worth versus Shop A. So what's kind of neat about all of this is these shops have the exact same net profit. But as you're going to see, what each one of these businesses is worth, if you use this kind of tool to get you kind of an idea, it's vastly different, and we showed you why. So you can see if you go ahead and you take a look at Shop A, which was having some problems, I want you to go ahead and take your total score, right? So that's what we're doing. Put that total score in, and we had 6. You remember Shop A, we totaled that up, and I did it right here in my head. 6. Take 6 divided by 7, and I've got a multiplier of 0.85. So they're going to take that net profit and multiply it times 0.85. Shop B, again, same net profit, $70,000. You can see the cumulative score, the total score on that was 28. Divide 28 by 7, and this shop we're going to say has a multiplier score of 4. So what that means is approximate value. Again, there's no science to this. We're trying to give you some things to try to start thinking about. Shop A, 59,500. I mean, if you fall into that category, would you be willing to sell your life's work? And for many of us, our babies. We've been in this 20 years. For me, I was in it over 30 some years, and I'm just talking about the business now, not the property, 59,500. Or again, shop B, and again, these numbers might seem low to you, but 280,000. When you take a look at that, it's over 4 times the difference, shop A versus shop B. So which shop would you rather be?